Good morning. It is tea time with Lady M. I am Lady M. I am also known as Roberta R. Maleficent, whatever you would like to call me, or whatever you're comfortable with. Lady M is my spiritual name, R. Maleficent is my creative name, and Roberta is my given name. All three are appropriate, and I will respond to all three. Good morning, Christy. I see you. Welcome to the live. So this morning we're going to start our routine like we normally do, and we're going to start off with grounding ourselves. And so far we've done some different methods, and this method is going to be focused on breathing, and I will tell you this is one breathing method of many. So find one that you are comfortable with. So if last week's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 didn't work, if getting up and moving around isn't working for you, then here's a new one for you. So this one is just about breathing. I've used this one in when I was quitting smoking. It was a very big deal when I quit smoking, because I kept my same routine, but instead of smoking a cigarette, I really focused on my breathing. And this type of breathing really helped me, and it helped me bring those cravings down and just clear those inner thoughts. And then I could go back in and refresh. And after 3 days, I wasn't smoking anymore, or having the big urges, I guess you could say, or keeping that routine. So we're going to start off. I'm going to talk you through it. Go ahead and close your eyes. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 4, breathe out for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 4. We're going to do that 3 times, and then we're going to go up to 5 3 times, and then 6 3 times. This helps you just just focus on your breath. So when you're focusing on your breath should be expanding out, not in. So in is what that is referring to. Hold on. Out. When your chest expands out, it doesn't go up. So that's the best way I can explain it. So expand out, just focus on your breathing. Go ahead and close those eyes, and we're going to go ahead and start. Start breathing in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go ahead and go to 5, a count of 5, and go 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This helps us bring into nope. Who is that? I'm here now too. I don't know who Nope is, but welcome. So good morning. But that is a breathing technique of grounding. It just brings you back into the present if your emotions are getting to you. Good morning, John. So that's a good technique to bring you back into the here and now. It's a good way to focus on your breath, your body. It just brings awareness. It relaxes the things that need to. It brings down that anger or that sadness and helps you be able to process the things that you're going through on a more grounded level. So unfortunately, this weekend or this week, this morning, I was actually getting ready to prepare this morning, and the good old Book of Face had decided to shut down. Why? I have no idea. I'm not going to put any speculations out there. But it put it into a damper. So we're only on YouTube Live today, which is quite amazing. It's still big things. It helps grow the YouTube channel a little bit more. And I'm okay with that. So, and it just not taking the chance in case the good old Book of Face decides to shut down again and nobody can get in. So this will just be the safe side, and I don't have to worry about it. I can still see comments if you guys are here. So if you guys have, and if I don't recognize your name, so just put your name so I can familiarize myself in the live chat. But welcome. Again, I am Lady M. I am Roberta. I am our Maleficent. Whatever you would like to call me. I didn't get to see what the poll was or who guessed right on the poll or how many people. So if you did guess right, good job. I am so proud of you. Keep using that intuition and keep striving to keep testing it. This week we are going to talk about spirit guides, and we're talking about spirit guides as a whole. I'm not going to dive into individual spirit guides. I will talk a little bit about mine, even though they're in the background having a heyday, because they think it's all about them because I said spirit guide. We're talking about spirit guides. No, it's not. I will mention them. I will bring some of them up, but no, I'm not going through that list. Sorry, not happening. But I want you to know where, if you were a beginner, we all have spirit guides. Tapping into those spirit guides, it takes time and it takes patience. Some of it happens a little bit more naturally for some of us. We have locked it away for so long because of the trauma of our childhood. So we have to really, really dig down and unlock those spirit guides. Now, I will tell you, spirit guides can come in the form of gods, goddesses. It doesn't matter time frame. It can be Roman. It can be Celtic. It can be your good old boy Jesus Christ out there. And again, not a stab at religion. It could be Buddha. It could be there's so many. There's religions that believe in different in different gods or people. So that is just breaking the tip of the iceberg on those. So they're gods and goddesses, religion. You can find whoever you want to believe in, whoever you feel has the most. What I recommend, find who has the most impact on you. Who are you drawn to? So for me, I am not drawn to Jesus Christ because I have religious trauma and I was forced to believe in something that I wasn't. And I gotta pause real quick because I forgot it's tea time and I hope you guys have your brew. Ooh, thank you for the thumbs up. I got a new tea today, again, Lake Missoula, but because it is the month of the Irish and the luck and everything, I have to share that I got a new tea, and it's called the Luck of the Irish. And it has black tea, coconut, orange peel, white peppercorn, blue cornflower, marigold, and it does have caffeine, and oh, it is lovely. I'm not a coconut fan, so I was very iffy on the coconut. My aren't supposed to interfere by nature, but they've kept me alive in spite. They do have a tendency to do that, and it makes you think, why me? Because there is a bigger picture when we go into it. So, but the tea is like a buttery flavor. It just melts in your mouth. It's really good. It smells delightful. It's just a light caffeine, I don't know, black tea. Delightful though. Okay, anyways, back to, I'm so excited about getting this. They're making me skip ahead. I'm drinking a Rockstar. Well, if it's bringing the energy to you today, let's get it going. There is nothing wrong with that. So with that, spirit guides come. So there's gods, goddesses. There comes in religions. You have ancestors. You know, everyone who has lived before us. My grandpa is probably one of my most recent ones that I carry. Even though I do have other family member that has passed on, my grandfather is on my spirit team. Threw out a 5-hour in it. Hey, the ones from 7-Eleven are pretty good. They don't give me, they don't mess up my stomach. So with that, you have ancestors, and it can go back, generations upon generations. And you may find that those ancestors, we may have been those ancestors just from past life aggressions. So those are different things that you can involve yourself in to get to the spirit guides, their ancestors. Going down those rabbit holes, it is fun, it is tricky, it is how you learn yourself, it is how you dive deeper with the ancestors. So knowing your ancestors. You also have, and this is not, you have limited to these things. There's other things out there that you can use, angels, archangels. There are deities from different realms. You have spirit animals. They, again, spirit guides come in all shapes or sizes, forms. It does not matter. They will come to you. If they have a mess to you, they are going to come to you. Now, what I will say is you may have spirit guides that are temporary. They're here to teach you a lesson or help you open up your gifts so that you can see for what you need to do. That is okay. It's a process of learning to let go of things that we no longer need. They're just here to help us in that current path of our journey. Is it a struggle? It could be an animal, it could be a god, goddess, whatever the case may be. They can come, they can leave. They can also be permanent onto our team as well. And they could be helping us through a little bit of everything, and we don't realize it. So for example, I am very much into Bridget. If you see her as goddess, as a saint, or as a person, that's who I am, who was my first goddess that joined my team, and she was a permanent one. And I came to realize that she had been on my team all along. I just hadn't opened myself up to her to receive those messages, to begin to heal, to set forth in my life's mission to do what I need to do. But I also carry her torch so that I can help others from the darkness. So that is a big thing for me. But I've also had temporary gods and goddesses come in. But what I'm going to say, before you jump in, if you are brand new to spirit, yes, you do work with Nyx, and it's a beautiful, beautiful duo is what I'm going to say on that one. When you're a beginner and you say you have 3, 4, 5 goddesses, gods, deities, whatever coming at you, trying to work with you, you probably do. But I'm going to say pick the one that you are most drawn to, because you can also again, those trickster energies can come in and take over too and manipulate you when you think you're trying to heal, but in reality, you're stuck in a cycle. It could be a complete different one than you realize. So with that, it's do your research. There are some really demanding gods and goddesses out there, deities as well. So if you don't know who you're working with, I don't recommend you working with 3, 4 gods, goddesses, or deities at the same time. And here's why. Because you are going to get so overwhelmed and so drained, because if you're working with a goddess like Hecate, she is a very needy goddess. You have to make sure that you're giving her what is the word, every time, her contributions, her respect, those things, her little gifts, her little trinkets. There's so many out there. Do your research. It is absolutely important to know who you are working with, because you do not want to put yourself into a predicament where you're just like, oh my God, what did I do? And drain yourself. And then you get stuck back in cycles you don't want to. Offerings. Thank you, Christy. Yes, my ancestors are still with me. I still experience the same past life since I was a kid. Dates back to roughly the 5th century AD. So it sounds like, John, on that one, you're going to want to dig a little bit deeper. There's something there that's keeping you in a certain cycle, and it could be with certain things that are happening around now. So you have to learn how to put those puzzle pieces together to be able to figure it out, and then you'll be able to piece or know kind of where you came from, and then those reoccurrences will slow down and it may move you to a different one. But there's something there that tells you want to get it out and get it figured out, if that makes sense. I used to work with, I am not even going to try to pronounce them. They start with B's, but Belial and Balberith. I am going to do some research on those. I have not heard of them, so I will do some research on them because I'd like to know who they are. There are plenty of gods, goddesses, deities out there. So pick one you're familiar with. Learn, understand who they are. Learn if they are here to give you temporary messages and for that part of the journey, or are they a permanent member of your team? You can have more than one god, goddess, deity on your team. You absolutely can. And if somebody tells you you can't, they are in the wrong. They are gatekeeping information from you, or because they're scared of what can happen. That's that fear. So, I still want to do some research on them. There might, just curious on them. I'd like to do some research just so I know. Totally forgot what I was going to say. So why do we work with spirit guides? So we work with spirit guides to help us gain an understanding, because that journey where it says, where the path is, we feel like we're alone, but we're not there. We have our spirit team, we have our soul team, we have the people that we are close knit in our circles. Those are the people that are helping us in our journey, even if they don't realize it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So why do we work with the spirit guides? Spirit guides are the things that are the unseen things to us. They're going to give us a little bit more insight to who we are, what our path should be, and try to get us there in the right direction. Again, do your research, because you don't want to be working with a goddess that or a spirit guide that is a trickster. So do your research on those things. You don't want to be drained of energy. when you're taking on these things. I can admit I work with Bridget. I work with Hel, and a part of working with Hel is Loki. And I also work with Haiti. I haven't worked with Haiti as much, but will in the near future. I've also learned that in my journey, I've had different spirit guides from different people come to me, so that way I can learn to reach out to that person. So they send you signs, they send you messages, things that you need to learn and know and understand, so you can grow to your next higher self. You're always growing, you're always learning. And if you are saying you're not learning, and then you're not growing, then you're hitting that block. Lilith, but I've worked a little with Lilith, but there's more to do there. So it's just, and is Christy, is Lilith permanent on your team, or is she temporary? Do you know that one yet? And I'm sure we all have a little Lilith in there. So it's to get to know ourselves, to be able to move forward, to have confidence, to believe in ourselves. We work with spirit guides on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to get into my animals, because my animals are very prominent in my daily life. The gods and goddesses I do work with, thankfully, are not high maintenance. So because I'm not a high maintenance person. Ask anybody who knows me, but they know that my animals come out a lot more than my gods and goddesses. And when I say my animals come out, you never know who they're gonna come visit, because I get messages all the time. They're like, I saw your Finn, what's he doing? And they've just gotten used to him. Like, Finn's a wanderer. He's my sea turtle. The only sea turtle, I have a few I'm missing, but I do have, a jellyfish. I have a seahorse. Those are the ones that are prominent in my daily life. But the ones that like to go visit people are my sea turtle, my octopus. They're very chatty Cathy's, especially to people that they know and they like. Let's see. Not sure. Intimate relationships. Warnings. Definitely one for you to hang up on. Yes, Mother of Watchers. Yes, Lilith is. If you don't know who Lilith is, Lilith was the first Eve of the Adam and Eve. She decided that she did not want to abide by those rules and be contained and controlled, and said, deuces, I'm out, and became pretty much known as the vampire, and has created a lot of the demons per se. Not necessarily bad, but she's a fun rabbit hole to go down. If you haven't already. So how we can work with our spirit guides, we can go into meditation. We can find there are different kinds of meditations that allow us to get to our spirit guides. There's guided meditations. So you can do, a 15-minute, a 30-minute, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, an overnight guided meditation to get to your spirit guides. When you get to that point, you can start working, getting into a still meditation. So you don't need guided meditations. Just talking to them, having an altar for them, or if you have like a shadow box or images up for them. I get visited by my grandpa very, very regularly, so he's always messing with things around. Hello, Auntie. He's always messing with things around my house, especially if it's things that are non-electrical. So he has a heyday on those things. I will put a pin down somewhere, and then all of a sudden I'm like, where did it go? So he was notorious for pulling pranks. I get pranks on my husband's side with his dad, Darcy. He is notorious for keyboards or anything electronic. So he likes to show himself in that aspect. And then Carlene, she comes to me in different ways. She'll come to me in like meditations, sometimes in my drawings or a poll. I know when her energy is different. And it's just a different feel. The other two, they just like to make themselves known. Like, hi, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Yep, you're stuck with me. Yep, I'm here. So those are ways we can do it. We can talk to them. We can meditate. Let's see. It could be as simple as books falling off of shelves, just to let you know. It could be maybe you just replaced your light bulb and it's flickering again, and you're like, okay, that's a sign. They are always sending signs. They're always sending synchronicities. Those things are there. You have to be the one paying attention to it. Is there a difference between when I say spirit guides? No, there's not. But again, know who you're working with. Is it an ancestor you're working with? Is it a spirit animal you're working with? If it's a spirit animal, what is that spirit animal guidance? What are they meant to do for you in this realm? So I will tell you, like, for my this is the first one I had gotten of my my spirit guides, didn't know it at the time, was my seahorse. And it was going through my divorce. And what I told myself, it was because seahorses are strong creatures. And if you think about it, when they go through the ocean, they are these little tiny creatures, and they hold on to plants that are twice as big as them, and they can get ripped by the current very easily, but yet they still maintain and they still thrive. And that was me saying that I'm going to thrive after my divorce, and things are going to get better, and they have. So that's my seahorse. And so I didn't know it at the time until I started my journey. And then when I started doing research, I was like, okay, the spiritual meaning kind of is pretty similar to why I got the tattoo in the first place. So that's how I my spirit guides communicated with me before I even knew I was communicating with them, as they were sending me little signs, little reminders saying that they were there. I just hadn't fully tapped into them. I hadn't meditated. I hadn't taken the patience and the breathing exercises to get where I needed to get to be able to communicate with them. And there are several different ways to communicate with them. You can light a candle and go for a walk in nature. Sometimes that's all that's needed. Again, it's doing your research. Okay, hold on. When you're doing your research, because it's not going to just be research on your gods and goddesses, it's not going to be research on your animals, it's going to be research on those angels, it's going to be research on those ancestors, because you want to know what cycles they went through so you can start breaking them. Because as much as it is in the spirit realm, we have to do work in the physical realm so we can understand what we need to do. We have to pay attention. We have to open ourselves. So again, setting yourself up for success when you're doing your shadow work. And that's, your spirit guides are there to help you. If you go in and you know you're going to be doing something heavy for the week, you're going to be doing shadow work, and you're going to be like, okay, so you set yourself up, you get yourself protected in your little protection bubble, your circle, however you do it. and you reach out to your spirit guides and you ask for guidance, which is never wrong. It is always, always, always the right thing to do. Always ask for guidance. They're always there. Sometimes they may be stubborn. Sometimes they will be like, you know the answer. I'm not gonna help you on this. They will make you sit and just kind of, okay, fine. Okay. So, with that, help totally again lost my thought. And I didn't even take as many notes as I wanted to. The Facebook issues this morning. Oh, they help us navigate our life. Okay, so with it, with the navigation of our lives, we that was weird. I heard chimes. Really weird. Okay. So they're giving us signs. Maybe it's our hearing that we're picking up, and we're picking up our clairs. So I'm going to give some examples. Our hearing, maybe we're hearing like ringing in our ears. That is a sign that we're getting downloads from our spirit guides, higher messages, things that we need to learn, and they'll come out when they're ready. Maybe you're getting flashing of the lights or flashing like lights within your eyes. That is another sign that it could be another sign that spirit is there. For example, my spirit guides actually gave me a heads up. We had something on our block happen, and I'm not sure if the person is okay or not, but I know that it was a veteran, just from driving by the house, and it's just a few blocks away. But it broke my heart because there were kids involved. And when I went outside, before I went outside, because we saw the fire truck, the ambulance, and then the police car showed up and everything, I got sparkly lights, and I knew something wasn't right. So I don't know if he passed away, or if they got him just in time. Um, but again, I don't know. So I do hope he is okay. I hope he is getting the help he needs, so that he can be here for his babies. Because it's a sad thing to experience and know that babies are involved, and they just witnessed something potentially very tragic. So it broke my heart. Um, Seemingly calling, yep, that's definitely spirit guides. There's ways to tone in. You have to figure it out. There are methods where you can go into a meditative state and you can envision using a dial knob, and you are turning it up. You can do it that method. There's also a method where it's like a channel where you go from 0 to 1, back down to 0, up to 2, back down to 1, and then it's up to 2, and then it'll go up to 3, back down to 1, back up to 2, up to 3, down to 2. Those kind of things, and you're envisioning it in your head. So what you're doing is you're learning to tune those voices in. You're learning to yes, voices during phone calls. We always get that. So it's just learning to tune in and be able to reciprocate that information and get it across properly. It may not always be voices. It may be, it could be an animal. It could be like synchronicities. It could be, what's another one? Smells. Smells are another one. If you say you are in the middle of in bed, I used to get this a lot when I was growing up, and sometimes as an adult too, but I would wake up in the middle of the night, because, and this was a past life regression, but I'm not going to go into it. But I'd wake up smelling smoke and burn flesh. Not a great smell to wake up, but it would put me into a panic. And I never understood why I would smell that. And then when I kind of put the pieces together, and that took a lot of working with my spirit guides and putting those pieces together, it just absolutely blew my mind. And I was like, okay, now I don't get them, as I haven't gotten that in probably at least a good year since I pieced that together. Smell, yes. So smell, and it can be a musty scent. It doesn't have to be that. That's just an example that has happened to me. It could be a touch. It could be maybe all of a sudden you are extremely warm and then all of a sudden you get chills down your spine, like where it just kind of feels like something could be watching you, and you just you get the goosebumps and you're just like like a cold feeling. That's a way, but again, be careful with that, because if you're not protecting yourself, dreams are another one. If you're not protecting yourself, you could be potentially letting in negative energy that could harm you. So when you are always doing these kinds of things, working with the spirit realm, any of those things, always, always, always protect yourself before going in. Doesn't matter if you need to open a circle, envision a bubble around you, call your main spirit guides or animals that you know and trust. Say, like I have because I have a variety of animals. So mainly the ones that go and see people are my sea animals. They're the ones that are going to go up and they float around. They go and hunt people. They do what they want. My land mammals are pretty much more to me, and nobody else. So I have Yakira, who is a black jaguar, and she is my strength. She's my courage. She's also a protector. I also have a celestial dragon that helps me, protects me when I go into different realms, or when I go into dream realms. I know I'm protected. I can call on her. I can call on those guides, because attachments to us, yes. So cleanse those energies, protect your energies. Yeah, out early. Have a good day, John. And my wishes are to you. I am sending you the biggest spiritual hug to get through this day. My wishes are with you. So they come up in different aspects. You're welcome. In our life. So we have to figure out how we communicate them. Protect yourself, cleanse your energies, because you don't want that trickster energy. You don't want that trickster deity coming in and playing realms. So for example, me working with Hel, I know that her dad is Loki. And with Loki comes with trickster energy. So I have to differentiate the path of, is this my path, or is this being taken off? Am I being taken off course? So know those energies, know who you're working with. It's a beautiful process. You can go so deep with it. Again, start out small before you jump out big, because you do not want to overwhelm yourself with energy trying to get this information and trying to piece it together with 5 different things coming at you. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth the hassle. It really isn't. So how we can know, let's see, how we can share our experience with what our spirit guides are. So if we're inner knowing, that is our intuition. I got something in my eye. That is our inner knowing, our intuition, our third eye, our crown chakra, knowing things that we don't necessarily have read, but we just know. It's a weird knowing. I've always said I've known things before, like without understanding why. Well, it's knowing yourself. It's knowing your spirit guides. It's knowing all of those things so you can work on getting to your next higher self. You can work on healing yourself in the way that you need to and push yourself to become a better person, to get to your soul mission and be able to wake the world up like I'm doing. It's just maybe a different aspect. Let's see. Writing after meditation is a good exercise you can do. So if you specifically go into a meditation that is for spirit guides, when you wake up from that meditation, ensure that you have like a journal next to you or a notebook. So that way you can write your experience down. You can understand who is coming out, what did you see? Maybe you are seeing a different animal, but they wouldn't talk to you. So maybe, it took me a long time. I have two celestial dragons. One has become elemental, which is a really cool process. And that's kind of how he produced, or how he introduced himself, but still hasn't given me his name. All I know is his name is R. So you have to just kind of write down what you saw. What did what did they take you to? Because sometimes the spirit guides, you may not have a conversation with them. They may be taking you on a journey to go through your Akashic records. They may be a past life regression. It's so hard because everybody's journey is different. I can't dictate everybody's. I mean, I have my own journey and it is just as chaotic. So I couldn't determine the next. It'll make sense. Yes, it does. It makes sense later on. So you could get this piece right now and you're like, what do I do with this? Where it doesn't go anywhere. What does it do? Oh wait, it's a pen. It writes. And then you put it together and you're like, okay, I get it now. I know. Okay. And it may take months. And this is where your patience comes in. Months of working with your spirit guides to understand that one little piece you were given information about and had no clue. Now you're going to get a bunch of little pieces and it's going to all come together and it's going to be beautiful when it comes together. So that's spirit guides. The general overlayization of spirit guides. Work with your spirit guides. Get to know your spirit guides. Do your research, especially if it's on gods, goddesses, deities that's going to be high in demand. Do your research before you just jump in. Protect yourself before going in and doing heavy workings, especially if it's not somebody that is permanent to your team. So for example, I don't need to protect my energy every day with Bridget because she is my hearth. That is how I see her. She protects my hearth. I protect my hearth. And with that, it's that balance, that divine energy, and I feel it. So I know that's protected. But I do go in and cleanse when I need to. So I am very divinely protected in that aspect. So just do your research, figure it out. If you have questions or you are seeing names or synchronicities or animals, feel free to share it in the group. Feel free to, if you're in the group Spiritual Brew, share it in there. Get those questions asked. Let's dive in together. Let's do research because guess what? I love research. I love doing research. I love knowing. I love understanding because if I'm working with you, the more I understand about you and who you're working with, the better I can help you. And it's a beautiful succession because that means I'm putting the time and effort to know who you're working with. So that way I'm not stepping on toes to do things that I'm not supposed to out of context or out of my lane. I'm there for one mission and one mission only. So that's gods, goddesses, spirit guides, deities, spirit animals, ancestors, angels, whatever you want to call it. Before we hop off, we are going to do our poll, and I felt it was necessary to use the healing spirit stack today because we are talking about spirit guides. We are talking about deities and goddesses, and we may have messages that we ignore sometimes, and it feels appropriate for this one. So if there is any messages that any spirit guides want to give to the group this week, please feel free to share them. Does anybody have any questions before we hop off or end the live today? And thank you for everyone that has joined, who will join and watch the replay. As for the Facebook Live, I am so sorry, y'all. But hopefully you come and you watch the YouTube and get that experience in. All right, 3 more shuffles. 2 more. And last shuffle. Why does my cat prefer to eat dog food? I need to know why. Because it's your cat and you're familiar? I don't know. Your message today, we only got 1 card, is you came to serve. So you absolutely did. You came to serve. You have a mission. You have a purpose. Your soul has a mission. It has a purpose. Get in touch with those spirit guides. They're waiting for you. You came to serve. They're here to serve you too. Get in touch with them. They want to talk with you. They want you to get on that path and serve your mission. Be who you're meant to be. Well, that I don't know why. My cats don't eat my dog food, so I have finicky cats. Toy. But this is Tea Time with Lady M. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been beautiful. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you all next week with Tea Time with Lady M, and hopefully there are no issues.